Hyundai Ioniq takes a unique approach to the dedicated hybrid and electric car market. A standalone model, distinct from the rest of the Hyundai range, the Ioniq is the only car in the world available in hybrid, plug-in hybrid and electric variants in the same body style. The Ioniq Hybrid combines a 1.6-litre petrol engine with an electric motor and a small battery pack, driving the front wheels via a 6-speed dual-clutch automatic gearbox. Volkswagen it is capable of traveling on electric power alone, but only for short distances. In most circumstances petrol and electric work together, boosting performance and, hopefully, saving fuel. It is a direct rival for the Toyota Prius, and has similar aerodynamically optimized styling. The Kia Niro is based on the same platform and technology as the Ioniq Hybrid, but has more of an SUV-style appearance. The electric battery-powered Hyundai the Ioniq Electric has a much larger battery pack, a more powerful electric motor, a single-speed automatic transmission and no petrol engine at all. This means zero tailpipe emissions in motion. Planning ahead to make sure it's got enough battery charge for your next journey. Since total range is a claimed 174 miles, and an 80% recharge is said to take just 23 minutes using a 100 kW super rapid charger, it may not be as inconvenient as you think. A full recharge can be completed in a few hours using a domestic electricity supply. Rivals for the Ioniq Electric include the Nissan Leaf, BMW i3, Volkswagen e-Golf and Renault's Zoe. Ioniq, distinctive without looking alien. Both Ioniq variants have the distinctive, aerodynamically swoopy silhouette of an eco-car, but are intended to have wider-reaching appeal than the slightly awkward and woefully different-looking Prius and Leaf. Of the two Ioniq variants, the hybrid has the more conventional styling, with a slatted grille and blue accents inside and out. The electric version looks a little more daring, with a grey blanking panel in place of the grille at the front. Generous observers might suggest gives it a Tesla-esque futurism. We'll let you decide. It also gets copper-colored accents in place of the blue. Others may think it looks too much like an appliance. Ioniq spec levels. The hybrid is available in SE, Premium and Premium SE trim levels, the Ioniq Electric in Premium and SE. Fitted equipment is generous on both, with DAB radio, Bluetooth connectivity, cruise control and a rear parking camera as standard. It gets an excellent sat-nav, with live updates, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, included from premium upwards. In fact, standard kit is so comprehensive, the only range-wide option available is metallic paint. A 17-inch alloy wheel upgrade is offered for the top-spec SE Premium Hybrid, replacing the standard 15-inch alloys. The electric comes on 16-inch alloys only, with no option to upgrade. Just remember that bigger wheels bring greater CO2 emissions and therefore tax bills. Tightly competitive pricing. The electric version is cheaper and travels further on a charge than an equivalent Leaf, and that can be said for the even FF versions compared with their rival from Toyota. Both versions come with Hyundai's 5-year, unlimited mileage warranty, with coverage for the battery components extended to 8 years, albeit perhaps confusingly, this is limited to 125,000 miles. The verdict: we like the Hyundai Ioniq. It's a good value alternative to the established opposition, drives well, and is pleasing on the eye, not a given with eco-cars. The hybrid version delivers punchy performance and relaxed cruising, and aside from the interesting dashboard display, you'll be hard-pushed to tell it's a hybrid. In other words, the value is strong with these Hyundais, but that's a long way from being its only appeal. There's bags of equipment, a great warranty and plenty of interior room. So if you're looking for a no-nonsense eco-car, keep reading. Continue reading the full Hyundai Ioniq review to find how it compares with other hybrids and electric cars. Decent performance from electric model hybrid, likely to be more versatile for more owners, suits a laid-back driving style. The combined output of the petrol and electric motor in the Ioniq Hybrid is 141 horsepower. The e-motor in the Ioniq Electric produces 88 kilowatts, which is equivalent to 120 horsepower. Given that information, you might expect the hybrid to be faster, which it is if you ever find yourself on a de-restricted German autobahn with the space to max it out, as the electric runs out of puff 103 miles per hour while the hybrid will go on to 115 miles per hour off the line. However, the instant torque delivery of the e-motor in the electric means it will go 0 to 62 miles per hour in 10.2 seconds, while the best the hybrid can manage is 10.8. And this is in the electric's normal driving mode. which matches the hybrid's 265 Nm. Activate the electric sport mode and torque is boosted to 295 Nm, and the 0 to 62 mph time tumbles to 9.9 seconds. It's particularly punchy at low speeds, actually feeling faster than these times suggest. Performance versus range questions make the most of this performance, and the driving range will inevitably suffer. However, there are paddle shifters on the back of the electric steering wheel that offer 4 levels of brake energy regeneration. Tug the left lever to downshift and you increase the amount of braking force applied by the motor. Adapt to this, and you'll find you need to use the conventional brakes much less, helping you extend the driving range, as energy otherwise wasted is recuperated, while reducing wear and tear on the brake pads and discs. Learning to brake differently. This is good news, especially since the EV model has quite grabby brakes at low speeds. We also found larger feet could foul the foot well when braking. There are no paddles in the hybrid, but the 6-speed dual-clutch automatic gearbox is an unusual improvement over the continuously variable transmission, CVT, commonly used in hybrid vehicles, giving the Hyundai commendably crisp responses. Not an exciting car to drive, better at wafting, accomplished at soaking up bumps in the road, unsettled by sudden direction changes. The Ioniq is not supposed to be a sports car, but with the third-generation Prius stepping up its game and becoming much better to drive, it still needs to be at least moderately engaging from behind the wheel. And moderately engaging is just about the best way of describing the hybrid. It's not a bad car to drive, by any means, but it trolls quite a bit through the corners, disconcertingly so, if you do a sudden lane change, and is unlikely to ever really get under your skin to become something you really relish driving. Electric version has hidden appeal. The Ioniq Electric, however, has greater appeal. Partly this is the novelty. Driving an electric car still counts as an unusual experience these days. But it's also partly physics. There's a big battery pack under the floor. This has the effect of lowering the center of gravity to the point that it's actually claimed to be better than that of a Golf GTI hot hatch. This means the electric rolls less, grips harder, and consequently changes direction much more eagerly. With all that instant torque, drive aggressively in the electric and you will get the occasional chirrup from the front wheels when accelerating over uneven surfaces. While this obviously shows up the limitations in the chassis and the efficiency-optimized tires, it also adds an extra layer of character, making the electric seem like less of an appliance. Neither version has particularly engaging steering, but the weighting, which gets ever so slightly heavier in the sport setting, is consistent and unlikely to spring any surprises. The standard setting is light enough to make the Ioniq easy to maneuver around town. This is a wonderfully stress-free, relaxing car to drive. Feels pleasingly like a conventional car. Few foibles to make its technology tricky to use. Roomy in the front, rear space no better than average inside the Ioniq. Both versions feature a cabin design that's largely conventional, and certainly less sci-fi-like than that you'll find in the Prius or the Leaf. Notable features include Hyundai's first all-digital instrument cluster, allowing it to change color and the display of the dials when switching to sport mode, and the unusual choice of a brownish-gray color for the majority of the plastics. High-tech interior, but simple to use. Instrumentation is easy to read, and all secondary controls logically laid out. We particularly like the split rear window, a corollary of the aerodynamically sound teardrop shape, which gives a great view out the back for reversing. And the TomTom-powered sat-nav is brilliant, simple to use and fast-acting. There is differentiation between the hybrid and the electric when it comes to the center console. In the hybrid, this sweeps down from the dashboard, and features a conventional automatic gear selector and a slightly awkward foot-operated parking brake. Electric version differences. In the electric, it's separated, leaving a spacious storage area, push-button drive selection and an electric handbrake. As with the outside, each model has specific accents as well, blue for the hybrid, copper for the electric. Both models feel well made, and given the keen pricing, the quality is more likely to impress than disappoint. Rides comfortably, isolates you from world outside. Seats are supportive, front and back very quiet and refined. This is a soothing car to drive. Hyundai's reasoning for fitting the dual-clutch automatic transmission to the Ioniq Hybrid is that it brings the engine's speed better into line with the speed you are actually traveling. This should make it a much more refined experience than a hybrid car with the CVT, which relies on revving the engine higher to accelerate. This is a definite improvement, but the Ioniq Hybrid is still quite a noisy thing under power. Electric means refinement if it's refinement you want, opt for the electric version. In common with all EVs, the only noise comes from the tires passing over the road surface and the wind passing over the bodywork, overlaid with a faint whine from the electric motor. There's also a virtual engine sound system, which beams a futuristic whir at low speeds to alert pedestrians of your presence. This makes it feel like a gloriously spaced way to travel, and very relaxing during the daily grind of your commute. Ride comfort is reasonably good throughout the Ioniq range, but if you opt for the bigger 17-inch wheels you may find it occasionally becomes abrupt over ridges and potholes. Regardless, this is unlikely to be a car you come to dread taking on a long journey. 3 spec grades to choose from. Every Ioniq is generously equipped as standard. All have parking camera, cruise control, Bluetooth. The new Hyundai Ioniq comes in 3 trim levels, pick from say, premium or premium say grades, which each have different items of equipment. All are well equipped. As standard, every model comes with 15-inch alloy wheels, dual-zone climate control, air conditioning and rear parking sensors with a camera. Same models also include lane keep assist, smart cruise control, DAB digital radio and Bluetooth connectivity. Step up to premium trim and you'll add a 7-inch digital screen, bi-xenon headlamps and satellite navigation as standard. This grade also bundles in Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for syncing modern smartphones to the car. At the top of the tree lies premium say spec, which adds leather upholstery, electric seats which feature heating and ventilation for warm summer months, and automatic wipers. Not yet crash tested by Euro NCAP. Every Ioniq has auto brake as standard. Benign handling should keep you out of trouble. The Ioniq has a decent slew of safety equipment, although it's not been independently verified by Euro NCAP in a full crash test. Every model comes with autonomous emergency braking, a system which predicts if crash is likely and can apply the anchors automatically if it senses a collision is imminent. Perfect for preventing rear-end shunts if you're distracted on a motorway. Lane keep assist, meanwhile, will warn you if you're straying from your lane, and all versions come with adaptive cruise control to maintain a predetermined distance to the car in front, applicable at speeds above 6 miles per hour if the little lot doesn't keep you safe. A suite of 7 airbags should protect occupants in the event of an accident. Just watch out for some of the more insistent electronics, such as the blind spot monitor fitted to premium say models that can beep annoyingly. Roomy for passengers, especially in front. Not quite as big as Golf class, and rear seats. Boot is decent size, but F model loses 95 liters. The Hyundai Ioniq is not a big car. Its dimensions of 4,470 mm long and 1,820 mm wide mean its footprint is close to that of a Vauxhall Astra hatchbacks. Space in the front seats is fine, with plenty of adjustment to accommodate all shapes and sizes. This is a comfortable car to sit in, and easy to see out of. Switch to the rear seats and things get a little more cramped. Adults can sit behind tall friends, but you'll struggle to get 3 across the rear seat, unless you're transporting young children. Good news on the premium say spec, backseat passengers get toasty heat seaters. The Ioniq has different boot capacities depending on which model you choose. The hybrid model has a deeper 550-litre low ADB, compared with 455 litres for the electric model, on account of its bigger battery pack. The good news is, you can flip those rear seats forwards to extend boot space to 1,505 litres, hybrid, or 1,410 litres, F. The hybrid's boot is noticeably more capacious, though, if you want outright carrying capacity.